Hello everyone, and welcome to Wheloon for what's going to be our level 28 episode of A Shift in Time. This is the second take because I completely botched the intro on the last one. Not a very promising start. Okay, feat for 28. I went, as mentioned previously, we're all in on Magus this time. I've never invested in the tree before, so I want to know a few things. One of the things I want to know is this arcane pulse thing any good? We definitely lack boss damage at the moment. We're not going with ruins, so we need to know if this is going to be worthwhile. So, with that in mind, I've respec'd a bit. I've knocked the draconic thing right back at the moment. We want to know what's going on in here with the good stuff. So I've picked up the null magic protection. Hit or miss, there's a chance to basically stop casters casting and render them more vulnerable to spells. Losing spell resistance might mean they're more vulnerable to this. The greater beam, the beam thing is at the top, isn't it? Enemies with 0 or less spell resistance get hammered by our moon lance, but that's to come later. This one, we have now a really good chance to freeze opponents, any opponents hit by this beam. So they're going to take serious damage, and if they don't die outright, they're going to be frozen. So it could be particularly good against what do they call them? The orange boss, like a freezable mini boss, I suppose. Anything but the red boss, although it's good against red boss too, because it won't freeze, but it'll give vulnerability with that enhancement. So I like the way we've built up with this thing. I'm liking the look of it. It hits from a long way away, hits quite hard. Now what we need to know now is, does this freeze thing work on Reapers? If it does, that is going to be seriously happy days. The other thing we've picked up, of course, the 7. Now, Arcane Pulse, for those of you who don't know, it's on a 3-second cooldown. It's a damage over time. I think it lasts, we can find out, can't we? 16 seconds, is it? Yeah. And ticks every 2 seconds and stacks on the target up to 5 times. So we can, every 3 seconds, we can hit with another stack. So because we've got this enhancement, we can stack up to 7. So hopefully that means the damage goes up accordingly to something nice. Now I've been please don't laugh at me, I really am this bad. I've been sort of trialing. I've put it on a key, the X key, which was redundant up to this point, at least for me. And I've been sort of practicing, jumping around and pressing this X. You can see me, and I think it's doable. And I can flip between the X and maybe my Shard Storm and my Lance, Moon Lance, and the Ice Flower, all the short cooldown things, while still kiting around a boss. So maybe it could work, because I'm going to need to keep it ticking away, and especially being solo, which he is a lot of the time, he's going to need to do some evasive maneuvers. So it's not going to be any good if he's running away from the thing and not able to hit it with the pulse. So that's one thing we're going to have to test. I know that I can press the Z key when I've got the opponent targeted, and I can monitor how many stacks it's got building up on it. So see how successful we are in doing that. I'm really hoping I'm going to take to this, because this is one of the tier 4 enhancements of the tree. So between this and the upgraded Moon Lance, I'm hoping we're going to have some fun times. But this is for boss only, I think, or mini boss perhaps. If we could freeze a mini boss, that would be good, and then just suddenly start stacking these things on it. The other thing to mention with this, the much better players than me would have 2 copies on the bar, and would cast the first 4, the first 4, or in our case 6, as a normal unmeted thing, maybe just with quicken on, and the last one with everything on, because it's only the last one, the latest one, that dictates the power of the ticking thing, as far as I understand it. So if you did, say, 4 normal ones and the 5th one, the nasty one, fully meted, then the ticks for 16 seconds after that would be pretty horrible, I think, if I understand it correctly. What I plan to do is to, well, at the moment we've got evergreen on, so we're just going to cast it with everything on, I think. Hopefully the boss fights won't last too long, but I think in the fullness of time, when we don't have the luxury of evergreen to lean on, I'm going to leave on just the meta magics that cost 0 or close to it. So my plan is, obviously, we're lucky in that Intensify is going to cost us nothing, so that can be on all the time. Maximize is going to be almost nothing. We've got a 9 reduction in this tree, 9 in the Seasons Herald heroic tree, so that's 18, and another 6 off for having the Meridian fragment in our weapon. So it's going to cost us 1 point a time, if my math is right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. And so Maximize will be on all the time. Quicken will be on all the time. That's going to cost us 6 points a time, because we've got 4 off Quicken in the Seasons Herald. And Enlarge costs us 1 point a time. So the only ones I will... Well, I don't think... It won't take Embolden, because there's no save. That's another good thing about this, no save. So Embolden won't matter anyway, which we'll pick up later for 2 points on all the spell DCs. And this, the only one that will need switching off or not to be on this will be the Empower. So I think we'll do okay with that. Anything else to mention? Well, I've started, as you've seen, going into the lower cost Maximize there. So we've put all the Draconic on hold at the moment. I mean, the biggest reason to be in there is going to be the mantle. I'd like to keep the Draconic mantle, because I just think, as mentioned before, it's the best choice out of the 3 possibilities here. I don't think the Magus one would be that great for us, because it's just dealing with the cold. Yeah, so where is it? Yeah, your cold spell, so it's only a cold spell. I mean, granted, we do cast a lot of cold spells, but it's only one tick as well. I mean, there are things going up there, but I don't think it's... Oh, summons? No, we're not interested in summons. Yeah, no, it's not compelling enough to my mind. This is what we're after: the 4 ticks of damage, and on any spell. The only slight downside to that is when we crowd control, say, a Vengeance Reaper with the Greater Colour Spray. It can get the tick of damage over time, and on that occasion I might not want it to have it, because if it blows up before it should, there could be all sorts of trouble. But that's about the only instance when I wouldn't welcome the ticking damage. Right, so let's not forget to use the pulse on boss or mini boss. See how we go with that. Maybe the first mini boss we come across we could use as a test subject, we'll see. And let's go ahead and get stuck into some Whelooning. So the other big thing we're looking for is this Moonlance. How is the freeze? Does it work on Reapers? Now I'm hoping for a relatively lag-free ride here, because it's not exactly peak time, and the server has just come up after a reset, so I'm striking while the iron's hot. Having said that, they did a reset at the weekend one time, didn't they, when it was particularly bad, and it didn't seem to help very much, did it? So roll on the 64 solution. Am I leaving everything on? Yeah, for the time being I'm going to leave everything on. See how we go. I've put the Reaper boost back to the economy thing. Try and save more mana for the time being.
Your allies meet you just inside the entrance to the crumbling warehouse. With their help, you may be able to learn who's been recruiting gangs inside the prison. Their leader signals that he needs to speak with you. A sudden explosion tears apart a section of the building. Then, a mysterious voice calls out.
What kind of fools do you take us for? A child will see no space sent you. It's you. Lesson.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a bit of a problem with the Moonlands because it's going to end up killing most of the things that it hits.
Find another way out of this warehouse.
A voice calls to you from a nearby rooftop.
This isn't over. In fact, it's only begun.
Oh, I can't. I don't have my dragon scales anymore.
I captured your fellow spies. If you ever want to see your friends again,
I was pressing the dragon scale and wondering why it wasn't triggering.
have to find me. Don't delay.
Says the voice.
If you waste my time, your friends will
Oh, what a mess I made of that. That was terrible.
be yours. So get moving. They fight each other, and only the strongest survives. Then I get my pick.
Taunts the mysterious voice from the nearby roof.
Yeah, everything I've done the lance on so far has died. So unfortunately I don't have an answer yet. I need to try it on a Reaper. That died as well. I should have kept the Fear Reaper alive as a test subject.
A sudden blast blocks your
Right,
path.
you.
That way.
Shouts the voice.
It's not frozen, is it? Okay, so it can't freeze a Reaper. That's a shame. So that still the only defense we've got against the Reapers is the greater colour spray. How are we doing for mana? Not amazing. Tell you what we'll do for now. We'll take off
Shouts a distant voice.
Intensify and
The only way forward
Empower.
appears to be through these
We
foul-smelling
should
drainage
be
tunnels.
well in order for mana now for that. I suppose the question would be, if you weren't planning to use them, why take them at this stage in the leveling process? And it's a good question. Okay. So aside from the Reapers, nothing's really survived the Moonlands as yet. So we haven't really been able to assess the freeze, but it's on a really decent save. What is it? 86? I'd be surprised if most anything. What type of save is it? It's a will save. Wow. So the big beefy stuff isn't going to really be making that save, is it? In fact, the archer and caster types are the more likely to try and make that. But even then, that's a nice little freeze there. Happy days. Have another one. And then the second number was purple because of the vulnerable that goes with it. In the fullness of time, we're going to lead the
As the lever unlocks the crane,
tsunami with the burst of glacial to freeze the opponents and get more helpless damage out of the tsunami. At the moment, as you can see, all we need to do is send the tsunami in, and anything that actually survives it, which isn't much at the moment, it seems, anything that does survive will be knocked down, and giving us plenty of time to mop up the stragglers.
more lizard folk attack.
I didn't do anything with the battles, did I? If I want a little bonus, I'm going to have to book my ideas up with this. Sneaky soul, come on. They're waiting obligingly for me down here. And then waiting again for me to press the right button. What's the earthquake on now? Yeah, 84.
Do
Nice.
you understand at last? The prisoners, the magistrates, they're all our puppets. So are you. We decide what
A
happens
blinded
here.
opponent is a
Wheloon
happy one for us.
to shine.
Was that a Reaper I just heard? Yeah, I thought I had. Too much stuff not CC'd there. That was really, really poor. And I think we got done by the Fear Reaper. Is there another Fear Reaper, in fact, somewhere? No, it was the first one that just absolutely smashed us, didn't it? Now where am I? Apart from stuck. Missed with that, didn't I? That's embarrassing. Okay. Let's get some more temp points up.
The voice continues as you climb onto the roof.
You're almost there. Shadows brought you down, so you can play your part in her plan.
In order, yes. 10 hit points saved us again. What are you doing, sir? So you can see now level 28, 810 hit points every time we trigger that that rage. So very nice little bonus to have. absolute
Mysterious
pile
voice
of
is much closer now.
bosses, wasn't it? Crowns, rather. Right, got a little bonus. Where is my Hood of Unrest? There, I might as well trigger
As
that
you
for
reach
this.
the rooftop, the voice calls out once again.
Maybe that too.
We meet at long
Come on, hurry up.
last.
Bum bum bum
You
bum
can
bum
now
bum bum
see
bum
that the
bum.
voice belongs to a robed Shar priest.
You
Ladders hit the rooftop, and the priest's minions swarm up, ready for battle. Knock the ladders down to outlaw.
Try and keep the numbers down as best we can while still hitting the boss. Got some vulnerability going on the boss now. Come on, get the lightning in. I should have done this ages ago. I think now we're gonna have him. Yes. Big mistake not putting the lightning. I'll get there. And of course I'd completely forgotten the arcane pulse. Although in that situation with many against one, the focus was on trying to also curb the numbers, so I was mashing away on ice flowers and AoE type stuff rather than just against him. I think that was okay. If you want the truth, I completely forgot about the arcane pulse anyway. But
You are greeted by all of your allies.
we would really have needed a calmer situation there, like to be 1v1 against an end boss would be the ideal for that, I think. Which I don't think we're going to have the luxury of having too often in this chain, are we? As memory serves, there's some proper manic end fights, aren't there, in here? Ten hit points held up well though, that was good. Maybe if I had have remembered the pulse and started stacking it sooner against the two bosses, maybe I could have saved myself some of that that pain. I just wanted to try to stop the build up of, because it can very quickly get out of control if you allow it to. So my focus was on CC and AoE damage there, and sort of picking the bosses up at the same time.
Innocent Wheloon natives made these drainage tunnels into their refuge when the prison with the woman's life ebbs away, her frantic warning consuming the last of her strength. If you act now, you may be able to prevent further massacres at the other camps. A lone dog mourns its fallen master. Its piercing, a scratchy voice barks out orders somewhere nearby.
You lot take this tunnel. The rest of you go the other way.
Oh, I was trying to use him as a test subject for the arcane pulse, but it's not going to happen, is it? There's too much going on here. Let's try now. Is he still in there somewhere? Or has he got... No, he's still in there, okay. Oh, the lightning was hitting way harder than it was, wasn't it? I'll just have to keep experimenting. I think maybe the chances are it might be revealed more in legendary content perhaps than this, what the potential of that is. I think if we were just doing this we wouldn't need arcane pulse, would we? Did we not collect that? I tried to. Try and get some CC down here before they drop.
A mocking voice above yells, "Look out below!" We thank you for protecting us.
You are most welcome.
Take this crest in gratitude. It will help you to enter. The snake crest on the ground may be of use in reaching Harvest Hall.
I'm noticing we have hardly managed to dent the mana,
Sick and injured
so that's
have been
good.
gathered here in this chamber. Loud splashes and guttural growls echo in the tunnels ahead.
Get them all? No.
The sick and wounded are now safe from the lizard folk. A sign on the wall reads Overflow Control.
Somebody following there? Ah.
The bat crest on the ground may be of use in reaching Harvest Hall.
Let's see what we can do with these.
Shouts come from both ends of the camp. It's a two-pronged assault. More criminals drop down right in the middle of the camp. As the gate defenders fall, the criminals force the gates open and pour into the camp. As the gate defenders fall, the criminals force the gates open and pour into the camp. With the native defenders...
My word, they defeated the natives very quickly. I tell you what, we have a candidate there, don't we, for a test for the pulse. If we can not die here, because this is a nasty old situation. Try and keep moving here. Yeah, I think to stop here is to die, isn't it? Right, is she on her own now? I'm going to collect the odd soul. and we are going to commence our testing. I tell you what, I won't put the lightning thing back. We'll just have a little go here and see what we can do. Just the pulse then. Can I Z her? Yes. Can I move this? So she's got 5, 7. Try boosting it up now. What sort of damage are we getting? It's only 1,000 a time, isn't it? That is not what I had hoped for. We don't seem to be critting either with it. The crit does what, double damage? Yeah, that's pretty lean, isn't it? We'll compare what we can do. Like, let's say if we were to do some cold, the lance, and then jump around doing the ice flowers. I think that would be as good, if not better, wouldn't it? So I think we'll consider that one an experiment failed, unless there's something I missed. I mean, we have a decent enough force power for the level. It's not terrible by any means. 4, 7, 3, 5 and 40% crit. So that is disappointing, to say the least, what we just did there. I know it's the damage gets cut back in Reaper, doesn't it? But yeah, we'd be as well just spamming ice flowers than doing that, which is a shame. But it's a lesson learned. I can swap that out for something like spell power electric then. We'll do that. I mean, that's the whole spirit of this life anyway, to do some experimenting. I suppose if I'm not going to use that on the X key, I could perhaps shift something else to X, couldn't I? I could put the word of balance in there, but knowing me, I will end up we'll try it. Knowing me, I'll end up hitting 9 for a Reaper now, and nothing will happen.
That there's something unusual about the corridor ahead.
I think as an elemental we're immune to that poison anyway. It is time to go.
Yet, with the breeze also comes a pungent reptilian smell.
Hear that? That's the sad sound of a failed experiment. You can't win them all, can you? And trying is to try is to do. Is that a saying? It is now. I think it's to dare is to do, isn't it? Can we have a wood of unrest? We can. Have some lightning. Come and stand in here with me. Yeah, having the word of balance on the on that key might help me actually.
I'll have my vengeance.
Oh, let's not do anything silly here. Okay.
To the ground. My family.
Yeah, because I can at least hit that during a
You've routed
a
the
firefight.
criminals
Maybe
and
in
ended
time I
their
should put
scheme to
that
destroy the
nasty
Wheloon
comet
natives.
thing
The
on
leader
there,
of
on
Harvest
the
Hall
X.
motions you over, eager
We'll
to
see.
speak with you.
Have we got a bonus for the breakables? No, maybe we can pick one up here. Yes.
You are welcome to use Harvest Hall as a place to rest and recover from now on.
So, choice is basically power, electric, or power, positive. I think I'm going to go electric first because it'll help us during the leveling, won't it? I'm definitely not going to keep the... it would only have been kept for bolstering damage against bosses, and honestly, looking at that, I think our time can be better spent than casting that. It was somewhat underwhelming, and there's nothing wrong with our force spell power at the moment, unless there's something I've really missed. Those numbers looked pretty sucky.
A strange mist envelops you, and vertigo clutches your stomach. What is happening? The world around you has changed. It's become a shadow of Wheloon.
Oh, we don't want to stick around for that thing. Come on, pick this up and get out of here.
Presents certain
Actually.
challenges. Yet they control the Shadowfell in this area.
Yes! One thing. Oh no, no, he didn't die. I thought I'd Finger of Death him. He just did a disappearing act, didn't he?
Have been blessed by
Oh well.
must stand together.
We're gonna do a second test. Oh, he's a red boss, isn't he? You can't freeze him or no. Oh, he's immune to it anyway. What a mess I've made. That's what you get for trying to be Flash. And now I've got completely lost. I don't even know which way I'm going to the quest I'm trying to get to. Let's just get out of here, before something else happens.
The Netherese standing at the door waves you in.
The future belongs.
The Netherese snap to attention as a dark form emerges from the shadows. This must be the Shade who commands the Netherese recruitment campaign.
I suppose the other question that has to be asked, if I'm not using the arcane pulse thing, and I'm already not using the cold light of the moon thing from Magus,
The Shade vanishes back into
should
its
I
tower retreat.
be
You
doing
might
tier
learn how to
5 in
reach the
there at
general by
all?
questioning the recruiter.
Is there enough good stuff in there to warrant me being in there? And the answer to that is, I don't know. Now if we did tier 5 Draconic, we would get wings as well in the tier 5, wouldn't we? As opposed to just having these 3 charges. Although they are on quite a cooldown. I think they're on a 15-second cooldown or something, aren't they? More by luck than judgment, I tripped the X there. Now she didn't get... Is she frozen? Oh, I think she is frozen from the lance. And that's hitting pretty hard and it's on a short cooldown. So against single targets, that's not bad. And it's going to get better in the tier 5, isn't it? Oh, don't bother with the breakaway. I don't know why I did that. Fear Reaper. Can we surgically remove him? No. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm gonna have a think about this, about our future. If I do tier 5 Draconic, I'm basically repeating something I've already done and know works, so it's a bit less interesting for me. But it would seem silly to stay in a tree if we're not taking decent benefits from it. I think there are still, I mean, this null magic thing against any boss caster, that's pretty good, isn't it?
To the Shade's tower opens.
I'll have a little think about it at the end of proceedings here, so as not to break the flow of the quest. And I'll share what I thought. And we can always respec the feats and have a go at something a bit different. Trigger the electric already, yes. Everybody out already? Okay. Onwards.
Angry figure leaps from the bed, furious at being disturbed.
I think we can keep him locked down with the freeze, can't we? That's nice. Because it's on such a short cooldown, things frozen in that way shouldn't really be getting out of it. That's very nice. So against a mini boss we have a real potent weapon there on a very high save. Can I be bothered with these things? No. Actually, I've just cost myself a little bonus, haven't I? But sitting around disabling those things is a bit blur. I suppose that's an illustration of a point the bear made some time ago about not particularly relishing messing about with the
Stairs lead up
traps.
to the tower where the Shade General dwells.
Oh, that was bad. Missed everything there for some reason. I think it must be the gradient that got us there. Okay. Where are you?
The last of the altars topples, ending worship of the shadow goddess inside the complex.
Oh, we've already got a alert here. Lovely purple numbers.
A frigid mist drifts out of a dark and foreboding mirror. This must lead to the Shade's... The Shade General turns to greet you.
Ah, you are braver than the usual sword-father Cormier sends against us. Alas, you are just as dull-witted. Don't you understand? You do not face mere individual. You face an entire empire. Hundreds of leagues away. Plans are in motion too. But I can
Shall
see
we
it's no use trying
null
to
magic
discuss
him?
grand strategy with a mere
Think we
foot
could.
soldier. So why don't we skip to the part you do understand? The fighting.
Yeah, pretty good.
The Shade breaks off his attack.
Okay, got some lightning
All
ready for this
things
worm
that walk
thing.
The Shadowfell serve me, as do the things that grow.
Well, I can't see anything. So we've got some stacks of, is that vulnerability? Shatter mantle, vulnerable. So he's taking some vulnerable from our lance thing there.
Finish. I do not believe
Oh, dungeon alert. The number of times I've been murdered by that lot coming up.
The dying Shade seems untroubled by his defeat.
one general has lost the battle. But Netheril will win this war. Or did you think that Wheloon was our only
That's
front?
it, isn't it? Okay, yeah.
There are others.
The next one's the one I'm worried
Before you
about.
can
That
question him further,
crazy
the
guy at the
general
end with the
slips into
chains
shadow forever.
and the helpless. I think is it in epic or heroic that the howlers make you helpless? I think it may be in epic. What have I just done there? I tried to summon my horse, and I think I casted an electric thing. That's the perils of having the horse key next to all the business keys. I just can't change it now, sadly. Although riding through at top speed while dropping lightning bolts on things, it might actually get us a bit of bonus Slayer XP. Could actually be a tactic. Although I don't particularly want to cause dungeon alert. Right. I
Fresh
think we'll
corpses
take a
line the
moment after
walls,
this
all
quest
of
to
them
sort of
Wheloon
sum up so
prisoners.
far what we like and
Karlach
like
has gone too
less,
far.
maybe about
Says
the
the Netherese whisper.
the Magus thing
He's
so far
become
compared to maybe the Draconic that I was
eager
used
for
to.
a Shadar Kai. We cannot let his excesses endanger our mission. Your kind will never understand.
Responds the Shadar Kai.
The Shadow Curse is strong with Karlach. He does this because he must. Did you hear that?
Rude, interrupting my buffing.
It's time to go now. Pull away your anger.
I might have to get rid of that, else none of you'll want to watch in a couple of episodes' time if that's always going. I should have put the Black Razor one instead. I think I did have one lurking somewhere.
Searching the clutter reveals nothing of interest.
Oh.
Searching the clutter reveals nothing of interest.
Oh, I got some more coming. Oh, we thought we had. Oh, lovely. Hold it right there. So the moon
Searching the clutter
lance
reveals
is a
nothing of
definite
interest.
plus. Do I prefer it to the now nerfed Dragon Breath? I think possibly yes. Nasty single target damage from very far away and giving some vulnerable on the target too. Oh, I cast the Finger of Death on the wrong one. But they are both blinded, so they're just messing about and doing not very much, aren't they, in there? Let's try again, eh? So Soul of Ice can be Finger of Death. I need to remember which
You
ones
discover a
can
key
and
while
which.
searching the desk.
I think the heroes, the ones with the extra life, obviously can't, can they? The hero soul and the is it Fount of Life or whatever they call it. And I know the fire one can't either. I've tried him a couple of times and it's gone horribly wrong. Beautiful, love it. I'm living for this double sunburst thing. In fact, when we get to the cap, I might
Down
just
below,
we
the
might just
Shadar
go on
Kai
a
commander
journey through
addresses a
Ravenloft,
terrified prisoner.
I really
just
did
so we can
like
show
you,
that off to
you
its
know.
fullest.
It pains me
Now
to
we're not
think
going to be able to
how
stun
you'll
this thing, are we?
be torn apart.
But we can vulnerable it. Have we actually? Did we actually freeze it there? No, I don't think so. It can't be frozen. It's a red boss.
You've saved the poor captive from being mauled by the Howler.
So yeah, if we don't do Magus, we would be having to give up this Moonlands, which would be a miss.
Karlach calls to you from behind the safety
Maybe
of a
any of
grate.
you
You must be the one who killed
Druid casters out there who've been watching me muddle around and making a mess of all the decision making might be able to chime in with how you've put your own together. I'm still not entirely convinced I did the right thing going cold over fire, but Not entirely convinced I should have Shard Storm in the number 1 slot either. I hit it there thinking there'd be an attack coming. I suppose it does attack a little bit and defends some, so... My thinking is if I don't have it somewhere nearby, I'm not going to trigger it when needed. I'm going to leave it there for now. It's keeping us alive.
It's time to go now. Haul away your anchor.
Got a shrine in there, haven't we? Should we need it? I can't believe we're going to need it.
You thought you saw one of the gargoyles move.
Oh. Oh, we're getting mashed by something. Tsunami tends to solve a lot of life's little problems. Should have been a sunburst in there. Is he down already? Oh, nice. So that's definitely something I've been doing right for a while, the freezing spray and then the follow-up cold attacks. Now if we had freezing spray and say a couple of ruins to go in, that would be devastating, wouldn't it? Well, we could only have the normal ruin at this stage, but would be an interesting thing to try.
The door is locked. One of the Shadarkai who guard this area must have the key.
But I think realistically, if we're going ruin, we have to be tier 5 draconic, don't we? For the bonus extra damage, especially as we can make things vulnerable to cold, so that cold damage would be really nasty. I think we're definitely going to need a Hood of Unrest here. We're going to need some crowd control-y stuff here, aren't we? Maybe dot it around here. Are the Howlers, hopefully they're not immune to the sleet storm.
Exquisite.
Maybe we can null magic. Is it counted as a magic, the Howler thing?
Karleth moves to attack, his face a twisted mixture of rage and joy. Karleth lashes out with his spiked chain, tripping the lever. He's killing the prison.
Trim down the Howlers a little bit. He's taking some nice damage from our cold.
Make it stop!
Screams.
Come on. Almost there.
The Shadarkai
Yes, beautiful.
no longer
So between the
inflict his
temp
cruel
hit
whims
points and the
his hunt for thrills
cold
has
vulnerability and the little bit of CC that we were able to put here for the Howlers, we didn't get the Howler helplessness this time, so that was good. I guess it's a poor man's disco ball, this sleet storm.
You've saved the captive from Karleth's deadly devices.
Yeah, I would certainly miss the thumping hits this Moonlands gives at a very low cost if we didn't have the investment in Magus. But if we swapped it out for something like Exalted, we'd have the wings out of there. I'm not convinced the Exalted has as much, apart from the wings, as many nice things for us as the Magus does. Even the Magus cores are just very relevant to our build. I won't. I think I'll end it there for this one. I won't go back and run back to the mirror, in the interest of keeping it manageable. But let's just have a quick look, see what we think to this. What we'd stand to lose and gain if I made Draconic. I mean, I could. I don't think there's any point keeping the Magus and having it as like a low investment tree. I think we need to be fairly invested in it if we're going to have it at all. And we can't. This is the problem. We can't have 3 at tier 4. If we go tier 5 Draconic, this is going to have to be somewhere like down here. So the best we get with the Moonlands is the and if we're in Draconic, should we be taking the Dragon Breath Epic Strike? I think we should if we're going tier 5, because we'll be upgrading it, won't we? So it's the question is whether to lose this altogether. I mean, we're losing some of the stuff from the top here is interesting to say the least. I mean, that Zero Comet might be worth like 1 ruin on its own. And the no cost intensify is certainly nice. The time stop, well, I guess more for a group, because we can't really pump out damage anyway, can we? And that, yeah, that's going to make the lance thing hit very hard. I think maybe we go and we do the tier 5 there, and we see how we go, how we stack up. We're never going to be as devastating damage output wise as a ruin build, though, are we? And being as we are soloing quite a lot, like if a Doom pops up, you really need to be able to hammer that thing. I'll have to sleep on it, see what we can come up with. Okay, that does it for the musing and the messing about. Hope that was okay for you. Thanks very much as always for looking, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.